Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your patience and thank you for taking part today. We've got ahead of this November international window, Head Coach Bev Priestman to connect with media. The other part, we're of course here today to celebrate news, I guess, this week. Congratulations to Bev Priestman on the nomination for the Best FIFA Women's Coach of the Year. And we'll start with that question, is maybe Bev, just to give us a little about insight in terms of both Christine St. Clair, nominated for the Best FIFA Women's Player of the Year, as well as Stephanie Lave, nominated for the Best FIFA Women's Goalkeeper of the Year.
Yeah, I think to see two Canadians on that list, I think they both really speak for themselves. I think Steph, with her performance at the Olympics, I mean, it was outstanding. And I think, you know, that's a really great chance to go and get that award. And then for Christine, I think captaining a team in the way Christine does, that goes and gets gold, the success she's had both at club and country, and to be honest, probably not being recognised in her career as much as she should have been. And so I think to see both of them players elevated, the team are really, really proud. We know that it's a whole team that gets you these individual recognition, but really, really pleased for both of them to be acknowledged as they should be.
Thank you. And we'll have time for a couple of questions each. So Derek, if you'd like to start from Post Media.
Sure. Hi, Bev. Good to see you. I just thought on that same vein, I just want to ask you about how special this team is that you took to Tokyo. And while you're living in the moment, I guess, is this something you step away from after a few years later and recognize how special that team was, or can you recognize it while you're in the moment?
Yeah, I think I feel it every time we come on camp. You know, we've had our first whole group training session today, and just the vibe and their energy, and they're hungry, they want to get better, they want to learn. I think, I feel that quite regularly, even just with individual conversations. They're a special group who, you know, want it more than anything. It means the world to them. And then, I think the bit that probably won't sink in for a while until you do take a step back will be that gold medal achievement. But by no means am I surprised or feel like we shouldn't have and couldn't have done that, because I think there's a look in their eyes. You know, when you work with these players, there's a look in their eyes, and you get a sense. I feel like you can feel it as a coach, that there's a group that really now are going to push on even more. I don't get that sense that I was worried about, where you're like, does success slow you down? I think we're moving forward, and I definitely sense that from the players.
And saying that, with some of the younger players that are coming through, how much does that motivate them and drive them to kind of achieve the similar success that maybe some of the players that won't be around in a couple of years did?
Yeah, I think any player, you can see any new players we've had come in, you're coming into an Olympic champion team, and we don't treat it like that because we're very humble and probably very Canadian in that sense. But I think those players got to see some really special moments this summer. I know that the players we have in right now were inspired by that 2012 group, and you've got that same, anyone coming in now, you'll want it more than ever, and you'll want to be part of this special team, as you've said. So I can feel that, I can see it, but it's definitely the door's wide open for any player to come in and show us what they've got.
Thanks, Bev. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Har, would you like to go next, please?
And we found out earlier today that you're not going to have Shalina, Stephanie, and Ashley at these two games against Mexico unavailable. What's the reasoning behind their unavailability for these two games?
Yeah, they were ruled out medically, basically. So they can't be with us. And so it's opened the door for more new players. It's got a feel to it of, we're moving towards things that the door's wide open for some new players to come in. So it's, in that sense, it's exciting, but obviously now we've got a really depleted roster from that original roster. It'll be a great test for us, back to back altitude, three days between, and we're already feeling that today on the pitch, trying to get air into the lungs. So back to back games, and then all of the roster changes, and then I'm going to add some tactical changes to this camp. So it's going to be exciting. It's exciting to see new faces, to experience new challenges, but at the same time, very difficult not having such core players in the group.
John Molinaro, followed by Alexander, please.
Thanks, Richard. Hi, Bev. Good to see you as always. Hope you're doing well. You mentioned in your previous call that you were able to watch Mexico play the U.S. I think 2 games before the Olympics. I just wanted to get your sense of who they are as an opponent and what you're expecting against them in this 2-game series.
Yeah, I think I mentioned on the last call, Monica, the coach, has got a really aggressive Mexican team. I think they're a hard team too, a little bit like a Sweden in the sense of, if you're not careful how you play out and when you play out, they're very good at regaining the ball back and then, breaking on you. So I think that's their X factor, their aggressive nature that she's got them playing. That's what I expect. I think they're not an easy team to sort of, they're not just going to park the bus, I don't think, and sit back. And so it'll be an aggressive game, which is exciting. We know they've got 1 or 2 key threats, and we've just got to really make sure. I've said to the players, we broke a record in terms of unbeaten run, but that has to continue. We can't lose sight when we play teams perceived weaker than us. We're that gold medal target right now. We can't be the hunted. We have to keep hunting and moving forward. And so we have to keep that clean sheet mentality as much as, doing what we can do with the ball. And I think when you play in Mexico, that's that balance. And then you go and add altitude, and that'll add another layer to what we're trying to do. So I'm not expecting an easy game. I think it'll be a difficult game.
Thank you very much. Alexander, please.
Hey, Bev, hope you're doing well. Just one here for me. Obviously, by my guess, bad luck, depending on how you look at it, you're going to be missing your 3 first-choice right backs this camp. Obviously, Janine, you've been playing there, Ashley, Jade. What are your kind of plans to try and, audition for that position and kind of find new names, since you don't necessarily have many natural right backs in the roster right now? Yeah,
I think it's great actually, because we brought in a whole host of players who can play in the fullback positions. It's a position that's in the modern game you definitely need. I think often they can be the positions that win you games. You look at Ash's impact in the Olympics. So you're going to see, I think, in these 2 games across the pitch, you'll get to see some new faces, some caps. I think I have to be brave and look at the bigger picture based on the back-to-back altitude, the depleted roster. It's up for grabs basically. So we got to see some new faces there today, and I'll know more closer to the game. But yeah, it's up for grabs basically in this current camp.
We'll close off with Brandon. Go ahead.
Just had a quick question with regards to the additions, as you sort of mentioned there with the end of Alex's question, with the additions of Jenna Hellstrom and Ashley Cathro. Just what do you see with both of them?
Yeah, I think they're both versatile. You look, Ashley's been playing centre back. She can play left back. She's left-footed. Jenna, same thing, can play up top, can play full back. So I think with both of them players, it was versatility, and we get a chance to see them train and see where they could fit into the program. And I think both have had a great season, and so they were always on that long list. We track players' progress, and so when I got the news of more players not being able to attend, I thought it was just a good opportunity to see them.
Appreciate the answer. And good luck down south in Mexico.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bev. And we'll just wrap up with one final question: is what do you hope the most to achieve out of these 2 games in Mexico to kind of close off this 2021 season?
I think I've got to learn a bit more about the players that are here. I think I'd be naive not to do that. It's an opportunity. And I think secondly, we want to get 2 wins. I think, winners learn how to win no matter what, and altitude, depleted roster, whatever that looks like. I know this group, whenever they put a challenge in front of them, they'll step up. So definitely new faces, assess them. I think also some tactical tweaks, which I think, now it's broadcast, you'll get to see some of that. So yeah, I think move us towards the future would be the main objective.
Thank you very much, everyone. That will wrap up today's Canada Soccer Women's National Team press conference with head coach Bev Priestman.